Hello all, my name is Dr. Richa Gupta and I would like to welcome you all to this course on digital accessibility. So with more and more information that is moving into the digital platforms, access to it is becoming more and more challenging, particularly for people with special abilities and special needs. So industry and government today is also placing additional weightage to accessibility, and there are a lot of policy level campaigns like Accessible India campaign. There is also Rights of Persons with Disability Act which has been recently passed, as well as industry is also looking at making their products more accessible to include more customer and serve more wider customer bases. Thus, it has become a very important and very nice niche area of expertise which is much in demand. With the growing need both from the industry and compliance mandates coming from the government, it will eventually in the next 5 years or a decade, we will have to ensure that the digital infrastructure of our country is accessible in all ways possible to a majority of the population, despite the fact whether they are coming from rural, urban areas, or they are not able to read a particular language. All of those factors come under exclusion and accessibility issues, which we will talk about in this course. So this course will try to expose students to accessibility standards, best practices, methods, frameworks through a lot of interesting examples and case studies, and we will also bring in experts in the domain for guest lectures and interactions. The objectives of this course are developed in accordance with the industry know-how and standards. The emphasis will definitely be on developing inclusive thinking processes and not just the outcomes, so that the takers of this course, the students, learn how to think in a more inclusive manner, and so that they can add accessibility from the beginning of the design thinking process itself whenever they are preparing or coming up with new solutions, digital solutions for their companies as well as for their customers, and not just think about it as an afterthought or a plugin. So we will try to learn from real examples, case studies, projects, and we will also make sure that you are sensitized towards exclusion and the need for inclusive design. There are a variety of limitations which we will try to look at, some which are not commonly known, such as challenges faced by elderly, people who are young adults or who have learning disabilities like autism spectrum, ADHD, dyslexia, people who may be coming from rural backgrounds, may have technological limitations, language barriers, etc. Other foreigner users may also be having or facing language barriers, which will also be looked at in due course. And then there are the commonly known limitations, which are your sensory disabilities like blindness, hearing impairment, or physical motor disabilities. So in this course, we will try to first understand the definitions and the frameworks surrounding disability and accessibility, why there is a need for accessibility measures, accessibility standards, and the need for design with accessibility principles from both an economic perspective as well as an improvement in user experience perspective. We will also look at the how of it, how we can make the personas, how the principles can govern better accessible products, and the tools and approaches both for evaluation purposes or for creating accessible products purposes, We will also talk about and discuss web accessibility guidelines as well as digital accessibility guidelines, a variety of input-output devices, emerging technologies in the domain, namely AR, VR, BCI, and all of these technologies, how they can enable a more inclusive interaction design and how they can be added in your user experience can also be part of this course, and we will discuss all of these aspects as well. Definitely case studies on best practices in digital accessibility through guest lectures as well as through paper presentations. And we will also have discussions, roundtables with several experts coming together in order to discuss some key aspects of accessibility or policy related to accessibility. So this course is definitely a step in order to make the world a better place. We will try to understand that diversity is the norm, and the mindset that people who are differently abled do not deserve to be included in the society is something we need to step away from, and this is something the course will try to inculcate in the audiences. It will try to celebrate human differences in different ways and then look at the hindrances that our interface is causing because of those differences and try to bridge those gaps using the best practices and the processes frameworks. We will try to think about designing a world fit for all people or most people, and this will definitely introduce a shift in our mindset and methods and behaviors in order to be more adaptive in our own careers or our own educational paths. So the whole point of inclusive design and accessibility is to support the full range of human diversity, and this course will definitely give you a glimpse into understanding the various facets of accessibility, particularly from the lens of digital interfaces, and I hope to see you all in this course.